All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking about, oh man, talking about, this is probably one of the more controversial videos you'll watch on this channel. And by the way, I'm not going to take a side on the termination of the pregnancy here. Okay, I know this is a little off topic, but Stevie Nicks, to me, comes off as somebody who's really self-important. Like, if she didn't do the things that Stevie Nicks did, that somehow the rest of us would have suffered greatly. And I love Stevie Nicks, or I loved her more back in the day. I'm not a big fan these days. I'm just not. I don't think smirking should be the reason Lindsey Buckingham gets tossed out of the band and so forth. Here she's celebrating something she did back in 1979. And of course it's political because we're in a crazy political season. And if you connect the dots here, by the way, this article is from The Guardian. And there's a lot of other really interesting stuff here. But to try to unpack this paragraph or two is actually going to be really difficult. So it says here, let me try. Nicks terminated a pregnancy in 1979. Some of you may have heard that she was pregnant with Don Henley's baby. What did it mean to be able to make that choice? I don't know. This is such a mixed message. All right, look, again, I am not doing the pro or the con. I am just observing here. This is what I do. It's 1979. Fleetwood Mac is on top of the world. Okay, and money is flowing into this band. Now, if I'm a singer and I get pregnant, okay? Money is no object. And taking care of a child is actually really easy because you hire somebody. You hire a nanny. You hire somebody who will take care of that child, I don't know, 24 hours a day if need be. But it's not that difficult. You're financially in such a great place that it's not a big deal. But she's arguing because it was legal and she could make that choice. And then she goes and says, there would be no Fleetwood Mac if I didn't do this. So this is incredible. So she's making the argument that if she wasn't able to make this choice, there would be no Fleetwood Mac. Keep in mind, even if she had to take a year off, right? And this band has taken a long time off. I understand, you hit while the iron's hot. Of course, Tusk would come out and cause a whole bunch of controversy. It's about ready to come out here at this point. But you had Rumors done, and Rumors was still ruling the world for a while. There's just no way, she said, I could have had a child then, working as hard as we constantly worked. Again, nanny over here. Easy to do. Money is no object in a band like this at this point. But here is another weird sentence that pops up. And there were a lot of drugs. I was doing a lot of drugs. I would have had to walk away. Okay, because you were doing a lot of drugs, or because you were pregnant and doing a lot of drugs? Ooh, that's messy. So you could extrapolate here, and I'm sorry to do that you shouldn't be pregnant and doing a lot of drugs. That certainly puts the life of the baby at risk. So that could be a rationale for what you did. You weren't able to give up the drugs. You're supposed to quit doing all those things. You're not supposed to drink or smoke or do any drugs during pregnancy. I'm not sure if back in 1979 all of that basic medical information was out there at that point. But that, connecting the dots, it's basically saying here, and maybe I'm reading into this wrong. I was working hard and doing a lot of drugs, and I couldn't stop doing either one of those things, so good thing I could terminate this. And then she goes on this is even wackier. And I knew that the music we were going to bring to the world was going to heal so many people's hearts and make so many... Well, what? Okay, so the music you're going to make, that would make people happy. So therefore, I had to terminate this pregnancy so I could make the music. You know what? I would just prefer honesty. Let's just be honest. I didn't want to have a baby with Don Henley. This was a bad time, which she kind of alludes to with the 1979, and we were at the top of our game. But to say that I had to keep going so other people's hearts could be healed by our music? Wow. That, I think they call that hubris. I might have to look that word up again, but that is a lot of hubris. That takes a lot of chutzpah to say, you know, this is the reason I decided to terminate the pregnancy, because I knew we were going to heal a lot of hearts. See, I don't get the mystical, magical, wonderful world of Disney or Stevie Nicks. I don't understand it. I know a lot of people like the fairy dust and the Welsh witch and the spinning and the twirling, and this to me sends a bizarre message. And then she goes on, there's not another band in the world that has 2 lead women singers. Hello, Heart! 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 No, I'm not talking about my heart. I'm talking about the band Heart. They have 2, count them, 2 mints and 1. Anne and Nancy Wilson. 2 women lead singers. There's not another band in the world that has 2 lead women singers. You know, if I think hard enough, I'm going to find more. But Heart just popped into my head. And obviously they were contemporaries. And then she goes on to say, that was my world's mission. To terminate the pregnancy and to heal hearts and to keep the band going that has 2 women singers, because no other band has 2 lead women singers. I'm going to fall. This chair I'm on, I'm ready to just fall right off. So, I got nothing else. This explanation is as wacky as anything I've heard. It reeks of political opportunism at a moment in our country's history where we need unity and we need some substance to the conversation. This is not substantive. This is, my expiration date. I've already passed it kind of a thing. This is just not cool. And again, whether you're pro-choice or pro-not choice, this is just wacky. And I haven't read anything this wacky in a long time. So you could have said, what would have been a really good explanation here, and she touched on it. I was doing a lot of drugs, and it wouldn't have been safe. And who knows if that baby would have been born healthy. That might have been a plausible explanation for this. But this, I'm on a world mission, and we were going to heal so many people's hearts. You know what? 1979, if you could go back in the Wayback Machine, there were a lot more happy hearts in the world in 1979 than there are here in the year 2020. What we need now is some hearts that get healed. And I don't know. I got nothing else on this. I know this is a weird video, but that's it. I'm done. See you soon.